Welcome, brothers and sisters, to Morning Heart Devotion. And to start, we'd like to offer greetings to our Heavenly Parent and true parents. 천징 참부님께 경배. 바로. And to lead us in the family pledge, I'd like to invite up Reverend Milhan Stevens.
가정맹세 1. 자녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 본향 땅을 찾아 본연의 창조의 상인 지상 천국과 천상 천국을 창건할 것을 맹세하나이다. 2. 자녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 장부모님을 모시어 천주의 대표적 가정이 되며 중심적 가정이 되어 가정에서는 효자, 국가에서는 중심, 세계에서는 성인, 천주에서는 성자의 가정의 도리를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 3. 자녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 4대 심정권과 3대 왕권과皇族권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 4. 자녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님의 창조의 상인 천주대 가족을 형성하여 자유와 평화와 통일과 행복의 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 5. 자녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 매일 주체적 천상세계와 대상적 지상세계의 통일을 향해 전진적 발전을 촉진화할 것을 맹세하나이다. 6. 자녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 장부모님의 대신 가정으로서 자녀를 움직이는 가정이 되어 하늘의 축복을 주변에 연결시키는 가정을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 7. 자녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 본연의 혈통과 연결된 위하는 생활을 통하여 심정문화 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 8. 자녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 자녀극 시대를 맞이하여 절대 신앙, 절대 사랑, 절대 복종으로 신인의 일체 이상을 이루어 지상 천국과 천상 천국의 해방권과 석방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Thank you, Reverend Milhan. And to open us up in prayer, I'd like to invite up Mrs. Susan Nishio. So, Miss Susan, if you can please unmute and offer your opening prayer.
Good morning, our beloved Heavenly Parent. We now are standing at a time when the world must receive the Messiah. And this is also the time that the world is paying off the indemnity of all historical stuff that's gone before us. This is a time that we're experiencing not just our own suffering, but there's a universal suffering, and it's created in a sense a common suffering fellowship that draws us closer to you, because everything else is falling apart and falling away, and we're so serious and so sincere to give our best effort to save that which is worthy. And even though we don't feel like we have such great qualifications, the dreams that you've put in our hearts, the efforts that we've made, has shown that our idealism is not foolishness as we see this world opening up to your ideal. Heavenly Parent, as we see ourselves pulled apart, at the same time our hearts are drawing us closer together. and all those enmities and silly stupidness that has grown up as a reason or cause to resent or dislike just seems stupid in the face of this greater evolution and birthing. And it's really tough, Heavenly Parent. It really, really is tough. And Heavenly Parent, there's a good reason for fear. But at the time that we meet fear, I really pray that we can have confidence. Have confidence in what's really going on. Have confidence that you're with us. Even if we can't feel you, but know, like our true Father was the most confident person in the whole world, in the whole cosmos. And I think that's what really moved our hearts, because some of this stuff was kind of crazy, kind of really crazy. But that's what the Bible talks about, is a bunch of craziness that's really hard to understand. But in the realm of heart, it makes sense. In the realm of love, it makes sense. So I really pray that our minds and our hearts can be open to the highest kind of level of artistic appreciation to the words that are coming today. I really pray that each one here can feel your guidance and be confident in the sufficiency of your protection, because you don't give us more than we can handle, just enough to scare the junk out of us. And we have to admit that you always give more than you ask. And Heavenly Parent, we're so grateful for you, for one another, for this path that, we chose. We chose because we believed that goodness does exist, can exist, and that you needed us as much as we need you. We thank you for our true parents. We thank you for our leaders. We thank you for those people that are allowing us to see how we need to grow. And we're really grateful for Jesus and our true parents, especially Mother at this time. And we really hope and pray for the reunification of North and South Korea, because this is what we've been asked to do, that will make you and our true Father and true Mother supremely happy. For this reason, we come before you now to hear your word and rededicate ourselves again. And we pray this, all of us, in our names as Central Blessed Families and people who follow the Lord. Amen. Aju.
Aju, Sujan, wow, thank you so much. I was so happy to see you in Ohio, right? Thank you so much, Sujan. God bless you. Beautiful prayer.
Recording in progress.
Thank you, Mrs. Nishio, for opening us up with such a beautiful prayer. And with that, brothers and sisters, we'd like to take this time to be able to share any gratitude and appreciation with one another. So if you're prompted to join a breakout, please click join. If you're unable to at this time, please write down your gratitude points. So let us go into our breakouts. Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I hope you had a wonderful time sharing your gratitude and appreciation. And to share first with everyone, I'd like to invite up Mrs. Misayo Bien. So Mrs. Bien, Misayo-san, if you can please unmute and offer your gratitude points.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. And good morning, Dr. Yong.
Hey.
Well, when I came into breakout room yesterday, he asked me, how is Church One? Yes, I'm in New Jersey, Church One now. Well, and then I said, wow, it's an honest speaking, to come here every day, it's a really little bit battle. But the battle is just coming out my house. After that, you really feel good feeling, even driving my highway. This morning, especially, I thought my sister, she passed away to the spiritual world 2 years ago. Yeah, but yet come here, it's a good feeling, a warm feeling. Really, I feel that I'm kind of warm, that mother's womb, like a very embraced, kind of warm feeling here. And then really think about that our past, being and doing an ACFC so many years, but I couldn't offer so many results. But really, finally, this Saturday, April the 22nd, we're having a 12 disciple of Jesus. Wow, really, this is a really incredible day studies. I mean, blessed, and then did 43 days and studied divine principle 12 hours EDP. But this is really, I feel really wanted to celebrate with my sister. Well, it's not that great, a big result, but really humble heart, really want to offer. So, really grateful for this event.
Yeah.
Oh, Dr. Yong was really initiated this one. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you, Miss Ayobian. Yeah, I really appreciate you taking care of the ACLC minister very well. Yeah, we are going to have the 12 Jesus disciples appointment ceremony very soon. Yeah, they really completed all great condition, 43-day condition, receiving blessing, and then study 12-hour EDP content completely. Yeah, I think that's why I want to raise up to become like a core members, really. So next goal is the Messiah BN to reach 36 couple, okay? 36, okay? Thank you. I think you can do it. 감사합니다. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Misayo-san, for that wonderful sharing. And to share next, I'd like to invite up the Forbath couple. So Mr. Ted and Reiko Forbath, if you can please unmute and share.
Hi, good morning.
Wow, Ted and Reiko. Wow, glad. Yes, go ahead.
Good morning. We are just 2 weeks since Dr. Yong visited, and we just miss him very, 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 very much. And we're just grateful for morning devotions. Like we feel alive every day. You know, it's really real life, not just temporary. So we're so grateful. Very, very grateful.
Yeah, Dr. Yaras, we miss you so much. I don't know when you can come back again to Minnesota. So still I can feel your voice and the spirit and the loud. The spirit was like a voice. That's so happy to have a life. And after 3 days we did together, and I really feel God is alive in here. I never feel God. Yeah, of course God is here somewhere, but God is alive. And also ancestral such a waiting 6,000 years to we hear our couple to hear to receive and invite God to our family. So I feel we are so lucky, blessing family, Jumbo couple.
Beautiful.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I was so much touched by your couple's hospitality. Ted is driving for us, and Reiko here, and they're always beside me and take care of me. Wow, incredible couple. I miss, miss you and miss all of the Minnesota's brothers and sisters. 감사합니다. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Four Bath couple, for such a sweet sharing this morning. And thank you all, brothers and sisters, for sharing your gratitude and appreciation with one another and really uplifting the spirit. Now we want to really prepare our hearts and our minds to well receive our internal guidance for this morning heart devotion from our regional president of the United States, Dr. Chunshik Yong. Welcome, Dr. Yong.
Thank you. 안녕하세요. Good morning, my dear brothers and sisters and clergy and ambassador for peace. 안녕하십니까? Recently I'm really busy to prepare recording speech because I need to go to, Korea and transit the Australia. So I need to really seriously prepare the morning devotion. Yesterday, I had breakfast with the 4 families. This couple is Takeo, Tomoko, Kuriki couple. So beautiful. And yesterday we had a very, very nice talk. And they really, run the Japanese restaurant very well with a really incredible heart and devotion. Really touching experience. Yes, this couple is Larry and Misuji. I think Larry expressed his heart also, Misuji also. Yeah, we had really internally, we sharing some important point. I really appreciate their honest feeling and confess their feeling. It was a really very good meeting. This is a famous lady. I think whole world knows this lady, Esther. But, her dedication is really, really incredible. And always, go to GPA side, helping and cooking and then take care of them. This lady is really amazing. And also, one of our second generation, our Shojin Sharp. He's very sharp, He's a really good boy. And then now living in New Jersey Church and witnessing. I think he's really showing really one of the good exemplary life as a second generation. Today, I'd like to talk about God's model ideal family nation and the peace kingdom from True Mother's Anthology, Volume 2. Let's start.
God's model ideal family and nation and the peace kingdom. Ladies and gentlemen, God created the world to receive joy from it. Since even the absolute being, God, could not feel joy while alone, he needed a partner with whom he could share the giving and receiving of love. This is because joy cannot be learned by one person alone, but can only be experienced through a relationship with a partner. To put it in another way, God created this world in order to feel joy from seeing humankind and all things of the creation become one through his love, forming a harmonious and peaceful world of love. On such a basis, human beings were meant to form true conjugal relationships centering upon his love, and to establish families, tribes, peoples, nations, and a world of true love. God created this world to participate directly in this process and to feel joy from it. We can see that human beings are absolutely essential to fulfill God's ideal of love. And in light of this, we can better understand the concept that absolute value is derived from an absolute partner, God as the Father and humankind as his children were to form a vertical axis. And this was the purpose for the creation of human beings. If this axis had been connected perfectly, that is, if a relationship that united humankind and God as one through true love had been established, that relationship would have been an absolutely inseparable one, which no force in the universe could break apart. How could anyone who has tasted the original love of God ever be separated from it? With the coming of spring, honeybees wake from their long slumber with a taste for the fresh nectar of the blooming flowers. Try pulling the abdomen of one such honeybee while it is feasting on that nectar, lost to all else. You will see that it cannot tear away from the nectar, even if its abdomen is pulled off. How about you? Once you really get to know the taste of God's true love, you won't go far from it before you come back and cling to it once again. The power of the vertical true love that connects us to him is greater than the power of life.
Yeah. If a relationship that unites humankind and God as one through true love had been established, that relationship would have been an absolutely inseparable one, which no force in the universe could break apart. If you pull the tail of the bee sucking honey with tweezers, you will see that the bee can't take their mouths off the honey, even if their tails come out. So the Father said that the word of the true love is just like that word. That's why it is said that if anyone learns the taste of God's true love, they will never be able to leave the world of that true love. In this way, the power of the vertical true love that connects you to God is greater than power of life. That's why it is said that those who have experienced true love can overcome any power, any evil force. My brothers and sisters, due to the fall of man, he cannot experience the wonderful world of true love because he lives with self-centered thoughts and opinions. Therefore, you must thoroughly deny yourself and live. It is said that you cannot experience this world of true love unless you completely give up on yourself and live a life centered on and for the sake of God. The more I study Father's word, I realize that the power of self-denial is really, really amazing. If you really feel the power of the self-denial, truly, without exception, experience about, or experience of true love. If you completely deny yourself, and then you receive God's power, the power of true love, and can bring, so many miracles everywhere. Why we cannot bring the miracle? Why we cannot see unity? Why we cannot create the harmony? Because we completely not yet, deny our own self. If really completely deny myself, and then God enter in my life, wow! Everybody, without exception, you can feel, the power comes from heaven. Everybody experience, the true love. Wow, just now talking about the honey and bee, this kind of experience. That means because of the fall, how much we have distance from God. Can you imagine about that? This is the reality of the fallen man. Living Divine Principle, let's study EDP, Human History, the history of the providence of restoration 1. Let's study.
Human history is the history of the providence of restoration. Human history can be seen as the history of the providence through which God has been trying to save fallen people and work through them to restore the original good world. Let us examine in various ways the idea that human history is the history of the providence of restoration. First, let us examine the history of the development of cultural spheres. Through religion, fallen people mired in ignorance have sought to meet God by ceaselessly striving toward the good. Even though the individuals, peoples, and nations which championed a certain religion may have perished, religion itself has survived. Religion has endured through history. In its history, China has experienced many cycles of the rise and fall of dynasties and numerous transfers of political power. Yet, the religions of the Far East, Confucianism, Buddhism, and Taoism, have continued to thrive. In India, the religion of Hinduism, in the Middle East, Islam, and in the history of Western Europe continue to flourish. Many religions have left their mark on history. Among them, the religions with the greatest influence formed cultural spheres. The major cultural spheres which have existed at various times in world history numbered between 21 and 26. With the flow of history, lesser cultural spheres were absorbed by or merged into the more advanced spheres. Through the evolution of cultural spheres, as they were buffeted by the rise and fall of nations, 4 great cultural spheres have survived to the present day: the East Asian sphere, the Hindu sphere, the Islamic sphere, and the Christian sphere. The current trend has these 4 spheres forming one global cultural sphere based on the Christian ethos. This demonstrates that the essence of human history has been the restoration of one united world.
Yes, let's study Father's word.
The purpose of religion is to find the true ancestor of human beings. Higher religions leave the society and go into the mountains. As long as they find their parents on their way, it would be the most valuable way. A religion that would willingly give of itself to others is the best religion. That's why Christianity became a global religion. However, did Jesus engraft all human beings onto him? No, he didn't. He only made preparations for being able to engraft. That's why he said he would come back again. He couldn't fulfill his filial duty either. For that reason, he will come back again to do his filial duty. The best purpose of life is to share the sweetness and bitterness of life with God. From now on, all the nations must come together as siblings. When the time is ripe, parents will be able to stand there. The purpose of religion is to find the parents of heaven and earth, that is, the true ancestor of human beings.
Yes. Higher religions until now have gone into the mountains and struggled to find the path of true religion. Did they solve the problem so far? However, Christianity became a global religion because they fought the war and tried to walk the true path, even if it means sacrificing their own bodies. However, because of Jesus left without fulfilling his will by doing on the cross, he said that he will come back to fulfill his task. Our remaining task now is to fight against the fallen world centering on our true ancestors, true parents, and unite all the nation with a bond of siblings. The time when religion goes to pray and cultivate the way has gone. Religion had to fight reality and fight the world like a Sodom and Gomorrah. Religion that tries to escape the reality will disappear at some point. Since we have already found the principle and method through parents, we must enter the world and play the role of the salt. The purpose of existence of religion and church is to train our bodies to surrender. Therefore, if we do not overcome Satan's culture through the religion and church, then religion and church will surely disappear. That's why the role of the religion, role of the salt, so it looks like a melt and disappear, but have the taste, right? In this sense, the Unification Church should embrace all religions with the ideology of Godism centering on true parents and make humankind into one large family society under one God. That's why we cannot run away from the reality. We need to fight with the secular war. We need to fight with Satan. No? Then we need to win over Satan. That's the role of the religion. If a religion try to avoid the reality and problems, all kind of the issue, and then try to go more comfortable way, this kind of religion is disappear. That's why we need to really reflect. This day, what kind of religion? This day, really, all the religion, they do their role very well or not. We need to think about it. Next content.
What is contemporary thought of the fallen world looking for? What is contemporary thought of the fallen world looking for? It is looking for the world of truth. Then, in the terms of history, which progresses with culture, what is history looking for? It is looking for the ideology with the goal of realizing one worldwide culture. So far, the thought of the world has manifested through ideas and ideology, but it couldn't set the standard that everyone should harmonize as one. Eventually, arriving at a dead end, the thought of the world is struggling. That's the reality we face today. Therefore, a new expression of truth that represents heaven and earth must emerge in this world, so that it can melt democracy and communism into one. From the world seeking after the truth, new words must emerge and judge all the existing truth.
Yeah, today contemporary thought that the fallen world is looking for the word of truth. So far, the thought of the world has manifested through ideas and ideology, but it couldn't set the standard that everyone, should harmonize as one. Therefore, a new expression of the truth that represents heaven and earth must emerge in this world so that it can melt democracy and communism into one. From the world seeking after truth, new words must emerge and judge all the existing truths. Therefore, to overcome, contemporary thought of the fallen world, we must first create a culture of the word. That is to make fundo, a part of the life and make it a culture. My brothers and sisters, are you still, doing the fundoke well? Do not stop. Once you determine, once you promise to yourself, keep going. Keep going. In the beginning, maybe on the way, sometimes difficult and challenging, but important. Even one, sometimes you don't have time, even read even one page. Keep going. This kind of mindset and attitude is important. Sometimes it make you inspired through morning devotion, sometimes so, sometimes very inspired, all kind of different situations. My brothers and sisters, keep going with a really incredible, unchanging mindset. Then someday you realize many, many things actually. That's why, my brothers and sisters, to make Fundo a part of the life and make it a culture, Fundo culture, not just only reading divine principle. We need to create Fundo culture everywhere. Second, we must create a new culture of the character through the Fundo culture. Third, we must create a culture of the blessing through the new character culture. Blessing culture is very important everywhere. We come until we completely chase out the Satan. We need to really create a culture of the blessing everywhere. The culture of blessing is to create a culture of true life, true love, true lineage centered on God's heart, love, and absoluteness. Today's youth ministry, be the center of harmony, as a let's study.
Who should be the first to be in the center of harmony in the family? The reason why any family or group cannot become one and cannot live in harmony is because each person asserts him or herself. Rather than thinking about how to reconcile with each other, they bring discord because they insist that their assertions are correct. Who would like a person who asserts themselves? The same is true within the family. Will the children be happy if the mother asserted her own opinion? Or will her husband be delighted? No one will be happy. So, in order for the family to be harmonious and happy, one must first deny themselves and sacrifice for the sake of the whole. And most importantly, each member of the family has to deny themselves. But who do you think should deny themselves first? It is the mother, because the mother is the center of love in the family. Therefore, mothers must think of the entire family and put her family first. A mother is the root of love in her family. In Adam's family, Eve did not become the center of love and fooled around horizontally. As a result, she lost her husband, children, all things, God, and everything else. Therefore, if the mother does not become the center of harmony first in the family, who will? The center of the family is the mother. Therefore, know that mothers are the ones who must first practice love. A mother is the root of love in a family. If the mother does not become the center of love, the family becomes one without roots. Therefore, if the mother does not become the center of love in the family and does whatever she wants, the family is like a tree without hope and without roots. In the end, all such families will die. Can a tree live without its roots? A mother is the mother of love, and a mother is the root of the lineage. This is how precious a mother is. Why was the woman represented as the tree of the knowledge of good and evil? God told Adam and Eve not to eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. That meant that they are not allowed to think, decide, and act on their own. God created woman among them. God started creation from microbes and gradually increased the level of creation. And lastly, God created woman with the utmost sincere devotion. That means that a woman is the object of love among the objects of love. Man is the tree of life. Men only need to grow well as the tree of life at the formation stage and at the growth stage. In a way, a woman's responsibilities are greater because men have to go on their course through the mother of love known as women. Why was Eve represented as the tree of the knowledge of good and evil? It is because if a woman becomes a good tree as the center of love, her husband will be good, her children will be good, and everyone will be good. because the woman is the center of love. If the mother, the center of love, goes on the wrong path, everything goes wrong. If we look at Adam's family, didn't everything go wrong because the woman, Eve, went on the wrong path? Religions today do not know the roots and foundation of lineage. If only the mother goes the right way, the root of lineage, which was dead, will be revived as the root of true life. Who first brought death in Adam's family? Eve dragged them in first. Who knows about this? Do the existing religions today know about this? Does the existing religion know the origin and roots of lineage? They don't know anything. They do not know what the fall is. They simply think that the fall is just eating the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. That's all they know. They do not know that they ate the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil and committed sins that turned their lineage into an evil lineage. Established churches simply think that drinking wine removes sins. Catholics drink wine and eat bread every week. During such a ceremony, they eat and drink thinking that is the blood and flesh of Jesus. Don't mistake yourself as being a saint. Many believers mistakenly think that they have become saints just by eating bread and wine. By symbolically setting conditions, they are comforted. If you put a condition like that, it will only be a temporary comfort. Of course, you can be a little more relieved and comforted than a person who doesn't set conditions. People who live by these conditions are comfortable if they keep showing up for Sunday service and feel sorry if they don't. They feel anxious if they don't attend Sunday services. Some people say they feel liberated because they don't go to church on Sunday. I have heard that people who have not tasted the truth, even though they go to church, feel so refreshed because they are forced to go to church and then they end up quitting. Some Unification Church members said that they felt completely liberated after quitting the Unification Church. Until this day, while going to church, they were always nervous about living under conditions such as, I have to pay indemnity, I have to attend the morning service, and I have to fast. True freedom and indulgence. But everyone, how many days will the liberation they claim last? Does living according to one's own thoughts and opinions lead to liberation from the original mind? How childish is that? That person lived without knowing the world of Xinjiang at all. That person was just someone who lived in the physical body. He was a person who just enjoyed eating and drinking and liked what the secular people liked. For such people, a spiritual life centered on faith feels like redemption. Freedom is not freedom to assert oneself, but freedom to obey the word absolutely. Outwardly, it seems that we are governed by the word, but since our original nature desires and rejoices, isn't that freedom rather than restraint? If you lead a self-indulgent life, your body will seem liberated, but your mind will live in hell. Some people are so spiritually insensitive that they live without even realizing the pain in their hearts.
No, thank you, Heavenly Honey. Let's summarize the key point. Become the center of harmony. Number one, what is the biggest reason we can't reconcile? It's because each person has their own assertion and stubbornness. If everyone put their own opinion first, whether that opinion is right or wrong, it brings discord. Even though your opinion is right, children feel that my mother is right, my father is right. Why they disobey? My brothers and sisters, anyone assert your own opinion too much, this one really cannot create the harmony. So no one will be happy if you only insist on your own opinion. So in order for the family to be harmonious, even if one's assertion is correct, one must first deny oneself, sacrifice oneself for the sake of the whole, and become an example first. You're just serving, I'm telling you many, many times over and over and again, without much talking, just serving, show the example, and everybody have a conscience and original mind. They know what's wrong. They know how to do it. Because why create disharmony? Because of the wrong word. In a family, the first person to deny themselves is the mother. Just now we study, because the mother is the center of love in the family. Therefore, mother must think of the entire family and put it first. I since joined church already more than 47 years old. I start to realize that the position of woman, how much important as the mother, really incredible. That's why my job is how to make my wife happy, then entire my family members are happy. Because woman's position of the love, center in the family. The center of the family is the mother. Therefore, it is very, very important for mother to realize that they must practice love first. Our mother is the root of love in her family. If the mother is not the center of love, the family becomes a family without roots. Therefore, if the mother does not become the center of love in the family and does whatever she wants, the family is like a tree without hope and without root. Mother is the mother of love. The mother is the root of the lineage. In Adam's family, Eve did not become the center of love and fooled around horizontally. As a result, she lost her husband Adam. She lost Cain and Abel. All things belong to Satan, and lost God and everything else. Why? Why like that? We need to realize that woman become center of love. That's a woman position, very, very important. In your family, mother is stable, mother is full of love. Wow, the family atmosphere completely changed. Because mother is a center of love. God created woman last with almost sincere devotion. That means that a woman is the object of love among objects of love. Man is a tree of life. Man is simple actually. Man only need to grow well as a tree of life, as the formation stage, at the growth stage. Why was Eve represented as the tree of the knowledge of good and evil? Very, really, you need to think about. Very nice explanation here. It is because if a woman becomes good trees as a center of love, her husband will be good, her children will be good, and everyone will be good, because the woman is the center of love. So true father proclaimer, now Arab woman, completely restore, what Eve made a mistake, centering on true father and true mother. So that's why based on that foundation, true mother proclaimed WFWP. When she proclaimed the establishing of WFWP, actually internal meaning, true mother really complete her mission and become real true mother. Satan cannot invade anymore. That's why since true parents proclaim WFWP, era of the WFWP, and then the era of the woman has come. So that's why this is a real last one. Woman become the center of love. This is the last one. That's why, to create family peace, family harmony, women have to be stable. Women have to be a champion of true love. Then entire family atmosphere completely changed. This is reality in even my family. That's why I'm always checking my wife's mood. So she's smiling, and the entire family is very smiling. You already experienced in your family, right? If the mother center of love goes on the wrong path, everything goes wrong. If we look at Adam's family, didn't everything go wrong because the woman Eve went on the wrong path? If only the mother goes the right way, the root of the lineage which was dead will be revived as the root of the true life. Who first brought death in Adam's family? Who? Eve dragged them in first. Existing religion today simply think that the fall is just eating the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. They do not know that they ate the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil and committed sin and turned their lineage into an evil lineage. They do not know. Just only eat the fruit of knowledge of good and evil and then, bring this much serious problem. What are you talking about? What divine principle discover very clearly. It is really amazing. Established churches simply think that drinking wine removes sins without knowing the meaning of the fruit of knowledge of good and evil. What does it mean? Why really human being commit sin again and again and inheriting that kind of the sin from the ancestor? Because of the blood lineage. Many believers mistakenly think that they have become the saints just by eating bread and wine, by symbolically setting the condition they are comfort. If you put a condition like that, it will only a temporary comfort. Of course, you can be a little more relieved and comfort than a person who doesn't set conditions. People who live by these conditions are comfortable if they keep showing up for Sunday service and feel sorry if they don't. They feel anxious if they don't attend Sunday service. Does living according to one's own thought and then opinions lead to liberation from the original mind? That person was just someone who lived for the physical body. They were a person who just enjoy and eating and drinking and liked what the secular world people liked. My brothers and sisters, for such people, a spiritual life centered on faith feels like a redemption. Freedom is not freedom to assert oneself, but freedom to obey the word absolutely. Outwardly, it seems that we are governed by the word. Actually, since our original nature desire and rejoice, isn't that freedom rather than restraint? If you lead a self-indulgent life, your body will seem liberated, but your mind will live in hell. Your original mind knows very well. Is it correct? If you commit sin, and what your conscience telling you? You can feel incredible pain, right? Incredible pain. Many brothers and sisters came to me and talked to me after committing sin. Their lives are like a hell, externally showing the smile, pretend I am good, but internally so much painful, like hell. That's why many people came to me and confessed, how can I liberate? Even though externally you can pretend you're a good guy, this and that. When anyone commits a sin, your conscience constantly tell you, you go back. Feel so much pain. Who releases from this kind of pain, my brothers and sisters? You need to listen to original mind. Thank God, even outside people, no way to be forgiven. But we have a way to be forgiven by our true parents. Now we are, we have a special time period to receive the holy wine, right? It is really incredible. Even though your husband say, I forgive you. Your wife will say to your husband, I forgive you. Your parents say to your children, forgive. Can you really can feel freedom? Human being doesn't have any authority to forgive sin. Only true parents have that kind of authority. That's why when you sincerely believe in that and sincerely really pray and thinking and repent, with that kind of 정성 foundation, you receive God's true parents' special grace, you can release, you can liberate, because only the Messiah have authority to forgive sin. It is incredible. When Messiah forgive your sin, then even Satan cannot accuse, because Messiah only have that kind of authority. It is really incredible, my brothers and sisters, right? So we really need to appreciate Mother and gave us this kind of a special time period of the special grace, right? That's why when you put in 정성, put your really sincere heart. Or someone said, I cannot confess my sin to my neighbor. He's a young guy and small guy and no experience. This is your problem. You need to believe my able. God, he's the one who sent him here. You believe. You believe and trust you're able. Even though he misguided you, but as long as you believe in you're able, you confess, and then God will responsible the rest. Because you create condition, trust you're able, and confess. Then based on that, God will do everything. God will do the rest. That's why your faith is very important. Do not think he's one of the human beings. You need to think he's the representative of true parents. So as much as you believe in that, that much you get incredible benefit from heaven. That's why faith is really amazing. Do not think humanistic way. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Some people are so spiritually insensitive that they live without even realizing the pain in their heart, of course. Today, I am telling you how to create the harmony and unity. And answer is simple. Deny myself. Really like a salt, completely melt. No need to have the title of the father. No need to have the title of the mother. No need to have the title of the husband and wife. Just serving. Just melt. And show the taste. This is the way only create an harmony and unity, my brothers and sisters. Today I talk about be the center of harmony. Very important. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Yong, for sharing such profound truth very clearly, but also with a heart of love. We really appreciate it. Thank you. And to now receive our living testimony, we will be hearing from Miss Yuri Chiba, who is serving as a first year on GPA right now, and she is in her spring competition fundraising condition. And so she recorded a testimony video to share with all of us, all the way from Idaho. So let us receive Yuri's testimony.
Hello, my name is Yuri. Today I just want to talk about my testimony in fundraising. So right now I'm doing a spring competition in GPA. I'm first year, and I have one beautiful experience in fundraising. So I used to think fundraising is a luck. So I didn't really recognize how God works through fundraising. I just thought people buy our 3D print because they like the print, design and everything. So I didn't really think like it is just luck. It's not all about like my internal. It doesn't matter, and I just thought like externally like they just like the print, so that's why they buy the print. So I thought the way of fundraising is just simply like finding people who would like my print. So like I just keep approaching until I find the person who would buy my prints. That's fundraising. That's what I thought before. And one day like I had a talk with captain, and then my captain told me like I have to look at more internal part of fundraising by totally investing for God and through parents, and I have to take ownership in my life of faith. When it comes to going out and practicing loving people in frontline, and that time I was not really connecting it. I didn't know what to do, but I just decided to unite with my central figure and chant myself, "Victory for God and true friends." So even though like I don't really feel like I wanna go fundraising, I just fake myself like I just wanna believe in God, I wanna believe in true friends, I wanna make victory for true friends. And so I will go out even though like my body is tired or whatever, I will get kicked out or whatever, but I will just go out to bring victory for true friends. So I was just chanting victory for true friends, victory for true friends. And actually when I was just selling prints and when I'm making no effort in going on like loving people, actually nobody is very interested what I'm doing. For example, like one experience I had was in karaoke bar. So it's so loud music, I cannot really say anything. So I just simply say, "Oh, I'm selling this picture for my church's group. Would you be interested?" Just shouting it. "Would you be interested? Buy my print?" But everyone say no because I'm just trying to sell the picture. And yeah, I was getting rejected whole the table. Like I approach every table, I get all rejected because I didn't really care like people. I was just trying to sell the pictures. And then after that, like I decided to take different approach. So like making internal effort, like started to care or invest in people. So I started to love people more like sincerely. I pray for God like before the run, like how I can love these people in the front line. And then when I approach people, I started to introduce myself. "Hello, my name is Yui. Nice to meet you. How are you doing?" And like asking them how are they doing with a big smile. And then I started to like love them, like even like loving the rejection or getting kicked out. I started to loving them and caring about people like really sincerely, like think them as my brother and sister or even my own family. Like if I meet like grandmother, grandfather, think them as my own grandmother. Or like if I see like some children, think that they are my like nephews or cousins. And I really like simply just think people as my family and loving them as true parenthood. And when I started to like make those like internal loving effort, people actually started to react upon me and started to support me. And even like I make people who pray for me. And I realized people buy my print not just because they like the print itself, but they want to buy my print because they see my sincerity, like they see my pure heart, like they feel loved from me, so they want to support me because they got receive and then they want to give back. It's like simply the principle. And they want to, by donating or like buying the print, they want to support this God's providence because they get inspired from what I'm doing. Yeah, so in fundraising, like after the night, like I got a lot of energy from people. Yeah, so I was like actually really enjoying fundraising. Like, I was carrying heavy prints whole day, like from 9 to 10, 11, but I didn't really get tired, but I wanted to go on more, like even more, because I get a lot of like vitality element from people by giving love and receiving love from people. Yeah, so fundraising gave me so much like clear example of the principle, like the power of giving and loving and receiving. Yeah, like give and take. Yeah, so and then also I realized like how much important it is to totally invest. When you totally invest yourself for higher purpose, that's when you can meet God and true friends. Like, you would not have good experience if you just try to survive, or like just time go past. Yeah, experience with God is actually not cheap. If you just waiting for miracle something to happen, actually not, and then make no effort in it, like internally, then nothing gonna come. But you can really see like God, how God works through when you really totally invest everything for God and through friends. That's when you can really see God. Like I really saw that. And yeah, so our group goal for this competition is bring joy to true parents through my total investment. So yeah, now I see the value of total investment, and I really keep bringing joy to God and true parents through people, loving people until the end by totally invest myself. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy
Thank you,
this
Yui.
testimony. Thank you.
Her Korean name is Che Yeonju, and then she studied in Dallas area, and just I think less than what I know, less than 2 years, she really now speak English very, very well. Yeah, we learned that total investment, the word of the total salvation, total mobilization, total investment. Really, you invest everything. God doesn't have any choice. You need to help. But this girl is a really beautiful experience. Yeonju, Che Yeonju, Yui, you done so good job. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Yuri, for sharing such an inspiring testimony. And I also understand that the GPAers they have about a week left for the spring competition. So let's always keep them in our prayers and support.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, brothers and sisters, we'd like to take this time to go into our breakouts to be able to share any insights and takeaways that we received from Dr. Yong's guidance as well as Yuri's testimony. So if you're prompted to join a breakout, please click join. And if you're unable to at this time, please write down your reflections. So let's go into our breakouts. Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I hope you had a wonderful time sharing your insights and takeaways with one another. And to share first with the community, I'd like to invite up Mrs. Coons. So Mrs. Coons, if you can please unmute and share.
Yes, good morning, Dr. Young. I was really glad to meet you also, be in the same room. And the content is really so dense that I have to study it one more time. But I keep these few words. We should be constant in whatever condition we made. Even some incident happen, we don't have time. Instead of doing 10 pages, may just do one, but we with all our heart. Second one is to trust our able figure, and then God can really be with us and inspire us what to do next. And the most important thing is to try to serve, try to love and embrace everyone, and don't worry so much about asserting ourselves and, oh, I'm doing a great job or not doing a great job, because this is the other people look more at what our example than what you say. Normally, that's how it is. And I feel like what Dr. Young said, the mother position is very important. I think I felt a little bit on that, because sometimes when you are in the mission country, you just focus on guiding the members. You think your children is doing well as long as you do God's will, but also your children need to be taken care, and they feel a little bit of lack of, like, you just did all the mission, and then they have some little resentment. And so my new determination is do my best just to love them unconditionally, not to judge them whether they're right or wrong, not try to defend myself, which I used to do when they attack me. Oh, well, I was there all the time. Definitely, I must be fail on somewhere. Yeah. And just love and serve them, and then let God do the rest. Yeah. That's my
Thank you so much,
reflection
Mrs.
on
Kunse, for your beautiful sharing. 감사합니다. Please take care of your husband very well, okay? Thank you.
Yes, yesterday I did treat his feet because they get very dry, and wash and cut his nails. He was very inspired by that.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yes, I said you will have a peaceful rest after all this care.
Hey, thank you, Mrs. Kunse. 감사합니다.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Coons, for your wonderful insights and for your loving gestures towards your husband of taking care of him. That's really sweet. All right, brothers and sisters. So due to time, I'm gonna have to cut it short. So we are able to only hear from Mrs. Coons, but thank you all for really sharing. And of course, don't be afraid to share with more brothers and sisters all across the world the inspirations that you receive from Morning Heart Devotion. So whether it be YouTube, Facebook, or even this Zoom link, don't hesitate to share so that more and more brothers and sisters will be inspired every single day through Dr. Yong from our True Parents' words. Also, we have transcripts and links to the images available on edu.familyfed.org, courtesy of Dr. Kylie. So we really appreciate Dr. Kylie's efforts of preparing these every single day. Thank you so much. And also, if you could turn your attention towards the chat, we have the link to the donation page, which you can click and offer some kind of donation to continue supporting this Morning Heart Devotion ministry. And other ways to support is by contacting Talzor. Then you'll be able to offer a opening prayer or musical offering. So to contact her, please connect at tzor@unification.org. And now for our musical offering for today, I'd like to invite up Mrs. Hiroko Hiroi. So Hiroko-san, if you can please unmute and share your music.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes, we
we
can
can
hear you.
hear you, Hiroko-san.
Hi, 안녕하세요, 영 회장님.
네네.
And brothers and sisters, I'm Sister Hiroko from Boston Church. So today I want to offer a song in Hangul, but you know, many of them know the song. The English title is You Raise Me Up. So this song, my understanding, your presence, my God, gives me strength so I can do my best beyond myself. So I think witness, the most important strategy is witness beyond myself. That's witness a successful strategy, I guess. Okay, I want to sing a song. Wait a minute. I prepare the music. Can you hear the music?
We can hear you.
나의 영혼 연약하여 지치고 금심 속에 내 마음 누릴 때 주 오셔서 나와 함께 하시니 잠잠하게 나 기다립니다. 날 세우사 저 산에 울듯소리 불안 위를 나 고개 하시리 주님 품에 난 기어 있으니 이전보다 더 강하게 되리. 우리 모든 식구들이 매일매일 참프모님과 영 회장님으로부터 많은 사랑을 받고 있어요. 그래서 이 노래는 내 마음의 선물입니다. 날 세우사 저 산에 울듯소리 불안 위를 나 고개 하시리 주님 품에 나 이어 있으니 이전보다 더 강하게 되리. 날 세우사 저 산에 울듯소리 불안 위를 나 고개 하시리 주님 품에 나 기가 있으니 이전보다 더 강하게 되리. 날 세우사 저 산에 울듯소리 불안 위를 이전보다 더 강하게 되리. 이전보다 더 강하게 되리. 감사합니다, 영혜자님.
이동보상 감사합니다. Thank you. Beautiful Korean song. You raise it. Yay, beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hiroko-san, for sharing such a beautiful song with your beautiful voice for all of us to hear. And with that, brothers and sisters, we'd like to close out this morning heart devotion experience in prayer. And to offer the closing prayer, I'd like to invite up Mrs. Andrea Thiemann. So Mrs. Thiemann, if you can please unmute and offer the closing prayer.
Morning, everyone. Please join me in prayer. Let's pray. Our precious Heavenly Parents, our beloved true parents, we're so grateful for the ways in which you always raise us up and carry us on your shoulders. We're so grateful for the reminders, Heavenly Parent, of how important it is for us to be the center of harmony, and not only in our family, but wherever we go, in whatever circumstances, Heavenly Parent. How, that really takes denying ourselves, not asserting ourselves, being people who can really see others from your perspective, Heavenly Parent, love others with your hearts. And we're so grateful that our children are able to go out there and experience that through their experiences on GPA, developing the heart that can see others as their grandparents, their father and mother, their brothers and sisters, really developing and practicing these four great realms of hearts. Heavenly Parents, seeing how this is exercised in our day-to-day lives. We're so grateful that we can create harmony, and we can be people who can be the center of harmony in our family, the center of harmony in our communities, in our workplace, be the center of harmony, Heavenly Parent, wherever we go, because we know your word, because we want to put your words into practice in our day-to-day life. We pray that we can always have this understanding of that drinking holy wine, even now as we're preparing for and receiving the grace holy wine, that's not all that we need to do, but it's just a small condition, Heavenly Parents, that really need to substantiate that change in ourselves. We really, truly need to make that miracle that we want. The holy wine itself alone is not gonna transform us, but we need to transform ourselves from the inside out through the practice of your words in our lives. We're so grateful for your teaching, your guidance each and every day, that you really allow us to go deeper and deeper in our understanding of you, in our understanding of your word, Heavenly Parent, and how to make it a reality in our lives.
Yes.
So we pray that we can come closer and each day more and more to get to know your love, Heavenly Parent, experience your love in a way that we will never ever want to let go.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for loving us and guiding us each and every day. We offer up this prayer with gratitude in our names, in the names of all Blessed Central families gathered here, and in my name, Andrea Team, and the team and family of Blessed Central.
Aju, Andrea, team, and beautiful prayer, very sincere. Your twin children. Wow. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Thiemann, for such a beautiful prayer. And with that, brothers and sisters, thank you all, each and every one of you, for joining today and making this morning heart devotion experience wonderful. And Dr. Yong, we love you so much. Thank you for always pouring out your heart and your sincerity in your messages every day.
Thank you. God bless you, my brothers and sisters. Thomas Coley.